Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the farming is about to begin. What did we just do, kids?
Bought a tractor.
Pardon?
Bought a tractor.
Bought a tractor, he says. I don't know if it's really a tractor. It's kind of like a toy almost. But it is our first Russian tractor. It's not Russian, it's Japanese. But the first tractor we bought in Russia. Alright, so far we like it. Little tractor. This needs to go down. Just waiting for a battery so that we can try it out. It's a nice sized little tractor. Two-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. He says front tires are no good, but this one looks pretty nice, so I don't know. Everything looks nice enough. Tires on the back are really good. This is a rototiller. Again, it's also really nice. I mean, sure, everything's older, but it's not too bad a shape. I think the pictures actually made it look worse. It looks better in real life. And this 2-furrow plow for the back as well. And that's for size-wise, you can see Wes on it. Great idea. Yeah, we're very excited. So this is a little tractor. This is strictly just for gardening and around the yard. I'm hoping to build a loader for the tractor so we can do a little bit of loader work, but it's basically for our gardening needs. We are hoping to put in a large garden and be able to sell lots of vegetables and produce. Also supply all of our own needs. One of our biggest expenses here in Russia so far is actually groceries. We spend a lot of money on food, and we're not used to that. Normally we try to grow most of our own food. So hopefully very, very soon we will be in the on the land and being able to put a garden in, and that's why I wanted this tractor. It comes with a rototiller on the back and a 2-furrow plow, and that would be great for ripping up the dirt, getting ready for farming or getting ready for gardening. We will be looking for larger farm equipment to actually farm. This is just for the homestead, I guess, for the home, for the gardens. Good morning, everybody. It is Arend here from Countryside Acres with Ariana and Ainsley. How are you girls today?
Хорошо.
Хорошо. Everybody is хорошо. Not очень хорошо. Niet очень хорошо. Maybe she is. We are en route to pick up the very first piece of farm equipment we will own here in Russia. A tiny malinky tractor. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting it. Finally, we're starting to begin. Everything takes a lot longer than I think it should, but we're getting there. We just have to sign some paperwork, and then we can start on our gardens. Start cultivating, rototilling a garden. They're getting late in the season. It is almost June, and we do not have a vegetable garden in yet, which, although it might not be a priority to many people, it is to us. We like to grow our own food, and we're getting later in the year, which is like, some things we might not be able to grow now, I'm not sure, but we're still hoping to. So hopefully we'll be able to sign the paperwork this week. It is Wednesday today. There's a chance of signing the paperwork this week yet, but I think it's probably going to lean into next week. Then once the contract's signed, we can actually start on the land, but we won't officially own it. Won't be registered for another 6 days after that, but you know, it should be safe to say we can go ahead and start. So we're picking up a small little tractor today, which has a little plow on it and a little rototiller on it, and that'll be enough to get the garden started. That's all we're buying this tractor for. I might put a loader on it one day, also just to do some small stuff around the house or whatever, but it's a very small tractor, not meant for field work. I am going tomorrow to look at some tractors with Nikolai Telenov. We're going to go visit the Belarus dealer, and apparently they have an English-speaking salesman or technician. I'm not sure what his position is, but that'll help us learn a little bit more about Belarus tractors. So maybe that's something you are interested in as well. They're obviously very popular here, and the price range is very attractive, and it is built here locally. So some people say they're junk. I don't know. There's a lot of them around. They're all over the place, and that is a nice thing. There's no end to the amount of parts you can find, and they're basically like the same style for many, many years. So there should be a lot of overlap for parts, which is an important thing. Yes, Case International might be better, but the parts are very expensive, and I have to wait a while to get them now, especially because of sanctions. And the price point to start with is much, much higher when you're talking Case International or John Deere. If you're going Belarus or some of the Chinese imports, we got a much lower price range. So I'm interested in having a look. Obviously, creature comforts are not a huge thing in a Belarus tractor, but I'm still curious, and we're going to take a look. We'll see if we like it, and we'll make a video out of it for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Right now, we're on a drive. We got another hour and a bit to go, and then we're going to meet the owner of the tractor. We already made a deal, but today we're going to pick it up. There should be a tow truck driver meeting us there who will load it all up and bring it back to the city. And then next week, hopefully, if we own the land, we will bring it all out to the farm. And then the joy, the fun begins. You guys will hopefully enjoy that as much as we will. There'll be lots and lots of content, lots of video coming as we build everything. Again, build a new house, new fences, new barns, gardens, everything. Everything needs to be started from scratch. So it's going to be a busy, busy summer. But we're excited. Can you tell I'm excited? Very excited. Segment, and I forgot to hit play. That happens. I am curious what those of you in the West think about Russia so far. You've seen from our videos the scenery and what everything else looks like outside. Is it what you were expecting? Were you thinking something different? Yeah, did you have expectations of what Russia would look like? I think a lot of us Westerners seem to think Russia is quite a different place than what we're used to. And for me, for myself, I find that Russia looks just like Canada. There's not much difference at all. We got the same kind of trees, the same kind of climate, the same kind of weather, very similar looking people. There's not much difference at all. And we cannot be happier right now than where we are in Nizhny Novgorod. It is exceeding our expectations as far as climate and weather. I did not realize it would be this nice and this beautiful. So I am very impressed. I am curious to know what you think. Drop your comments down below. Also, if there's other things that you guys would like us to videotape, maybe different topics, different things you would like to see, please drop your comments down below, or better yet, send me an email on specific things maybe that we should discuss or we could cover. Some of those things may be covered in the Countryside Corner channel. If you haven't checked that out yet, please head over there and do that as well. We do more podcast style videos there and interviews there. And it might be something that interests you or may answer some of the questions that you may have regarding Russia. So go check that out as well. So one thing I find really amazing here is the quality of life. I know a lot of Western comments talk about how there's no money here, people don't get paid a lot, and they live on very little, and they're very hard done by. But you know what? I've lived my whole life in Canada, and I've seen quality of life go way down. People are working one full-time job or two. They're working between 40 and 60 hours a week to maintain some sort of quality of life. And here, doesn't matter where I go, I always see people having leisure time. They're enjoying themselves, whether it's sitting in the park, sitting on a bench, just standing around in front of a store chit-chatting. People have time for that. They actually take the time, and they don't seem to be bothered by standing there for half an hour, just chit-chatting. They're not in a rush to get back to work or to make another dollar. And maybe they enjoy being broke, but I doubt it. I'm assuming, to me, that means they have enough to live. They have enough money to eat, and now they're enjoying life. How enjoyable is it working 60 hours a week and still not having enough to pay your bills and put food on the table? That's not enjoyable. And these people seem to be enjoying life, and I think that's great. Once upon a time, I had a tractor just like that. I love that tractor. Oh boy, we're not in the market for something quite like that now. It was very expensive, it had a lot of bells and whistles, and it was very, very electronic. So as much as I loved the tractor, when it broke, I really did not like that tractor. The closest dealership to come and fix it was 2.5 hours away, and they have to come out with a laptop, plug the laptop into the tractor. That would then tell them what was wrong. They didn't fix it then. Then they go back to their shop, they order the parts, then they got to come back out with those parts. And I thought I would save some money, I'd install the parts myself. But turns out those particular parts I needed at that time also needed to be calibrated with the laptop. So once again, the technician had to come out anyway after I installed the part with his laptop, hook it up and calibrate it. You can imagine what that all costs. So as much as I absolutely loved that tractor, it was a great tractor, it's just doesn't make sense. I prefer to have something I could fix myself. And that's where I was saying earlier about Belarus tractors. They don't have the creature comforts as that Puma will have. That Puma is state-of-the-art beautiful technology. But at least the Belarus you can fix yourself. Some guys around here says all you need is a hammer and a screwdriver and you can fix the tractor. Versus that Puma, you're going to need a lot more than a hammer and a screwdriver. I was just showing him on Google Maps how we farm, how we don't live in villages. There's no villages like this in Canada. Everybody's either in a city, in a town, or on their land. And then I showed him how we live on our land. He says, well, he's got that here in the village. And I never thought about that. It's basically a small-scale farm, similar to what we have. We'll take a look at his little farm. Greenhouse. Beautiful. Rabbits? No rabbits.
Now.
Potatoes, maybe? No?
Там будет. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow you plant them? Yeah. English? Английский?
Козы, не знаю, как они по-английски.
Even got some goats.
Thanks. О, красота. Thanks.
Goats are the gateway drug to farming. Everybody starts with goats or chickens. What do you got?
2 little tiny pigs.
Oh, little guys. Look like Tamworths. Beautiful.
They eat corn.
Oh yeah, pigs love corn.
Because there's a...
Alright, it's great to share with people from different cultures and different countries. It's a lot of fun. Language barrier is still always present, but I'm enjoying it. So, very nice couple here. They've been living out here for quite a while. Moved out of the city. Just had enough of the hustle and bustle. And they got a nice spot here. It goes way back. I think almost a hectare, I believe is what he said. So it's not a big farm, but it's the same idea. You have a house, you've got some chickens, you got some goats, you got some pigs on your land. So what we do in Canada is a larger scale of that, I guess, where we have 50 hectares or 100 hectares maybe, and then we have more animals obviously than just a few chickens and a few cows, and it's enough to feed a family, to make a living, hopefully. Used to be anyway. It's getting harder and harder to do nowadays, but it's living the dream. So he's bringing the tractor out now. We're waiting for the tow truck to come. We'll load her up and bring her home. They're very quiet, and they have a really long yard. So I think I could live. If I have to live in a village, I would like to live in one like this, where you have a big yard space and you're not crammed in. I like having space, I guess. They got room. They got some pigs and some chickens and some milk goats. More than enough room for a garden. So nice spot, nice people. It was very nice to meet them. If you happen to be watching this, thank you for the tractor, and I really enjoyed meeting you guys. So you're more than welcome to come out to our farm sometime. We're on our way home now. We're going to be a couple hours. Tow truck is ahead of me with the tractor on it. I imagine we'll catch up to him at some point, and yeah, get her home. Okay, we made it home. Just so happened to be, I thought the tow truck was going to be way ahead of us. And just so happened to be that I turned left, and looking straight ahead I could see the tow truck coming. So he took a different road, and we actually made it back here exact same time. Wesley staring at the tractor with curiosity. Ready for farming. I don't think we're gonna have that many riders though, right? That's a bad idea. What do you think?
No,
You think you'll be driving it this year?
probably.
I think so. You think they'll be driving it this year? Probably not. A few more years. How old are you, kid?
Me?
Yep.
7.
7. So you gotta wait one more year. Isn't that crazy? In one more year you get to drive tractors. What do you think of that? You think you'll be ready? Think you'll be ready in a year? Yeah. I'll tell you right now, you're not going to drive it a lot. You just have to start driving at 8, right? Yep. Very good. We brought her home. Next stage, we still got to sign the paperwork, and then we can bring it to the farm. Looking forward to that.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a